Right now at 6, no deal. Plenty of frustration.
I feel like the adults in the room have royally messed up.
Despite a weekend of bargaining, the Portland teacher strike about to stretch into week 3.
Moving forward, but not past.
That outpouring of care and support just means the world to us.
The University of Idaho community honors 4 students, 1 year since their murder.
Plus, thousands in merchandise stolen in just minutes, as a Portland shop known for rare decorations gets hit by a pair of Grinches.
Also, shot, muzzled, and left for dead. A miraculous recovery for a dog who survived horrific abuse.
Thank you for joining us. I'm China Green.
And I'm David Mulco. And we begin at 6 with the Portland teacher strike stretching on, with classes once again called off tomorrow, with the union and district set to return to the bargaining table.
Alma McCarty joins us live by Lincoln High School with an update. Alma.
Well, David, China, we have definitely heard from parents and from teachers today who say that they'd really like for the tens of thousands of PPS students to return to the classroom as soon as possible. This is a definite stressor for many families, but as PAT leadership put it at a rally this afternoon outside of the district offices, the strike won't end until the status quo changes.
We recognize this is a hardship for a lot of our community members, especially our kids.
Despite a long weekend of bargaining between Portland Public Schools and the teachers union,
we're trying. We've been trying since January.
Still no deal.
I've been saying this from the beginning, compensation, class size, you have to manage those 2 dials, or you could put your school district in insolvency. We don't want to do that.
On Monday, teachers remained on strike, preparing for yet another day on the picket lines Tuesday, outside schools and the district office.
For this to happen, for this proposal to be the one they present to our bargaining team when we're about to start the 3rd week of a strike is negligent.
Families caught in the middle describe their anxiety about the unknowns.
I'm very distressed by the strike. I think that our children have suffered enough by being out of school.
Kara Colley, a PPS parent, fears the impacts to her students if PPS and the union can't reach a compromise. She spent Monday morning outside Lincoln High School, hoping to persuade educators to head back to the classrooms.
But what troubles me is that I feel like the adults in the room have royally messed up, meaning PPS, Portland Teachers Union, the legislature, the governor. The adults in the room can't get this together and work this out, and our children are once again at home, out of school, and their education is suffering.
And we're doing this for our students first and foremost.
PAT members emphasizing that this strike wasn't what they wanted, but they say it's what needs to happen now to support students long term.
We feel a lot of that pressure too ourselves because, we didn't start this school year wanting for a strike to happen. We wanted an equitable solution to be found, and we've been bargaining for months. And we want to get back to our students and back to our schools just as much as the community wants to get the schools going again too.
It's complicated to be out here. Unfortunate it had to happen, but in order to get them what they deserve, it happened.
And again, as it currently stands, there is no school again tomorrow due to the strike. PPS officials telling us that mediation with the union is set to resume in the morning, and we will keep you updated on that, as well as how much longer kids will be out of school. David, China.
Alma McCarty outside Lincoln High. Thank you, Alma. Appreciate that update. Let's get to your headlines this evening. Today was the day Portland was going to start enforcing its new daytime camping ban, but that is now on hold. Last week, a judge ruled to temporarily block enforcement in the forms of fines or jail time as this case makes its way through the court. A group of homeless Portlanders sued the city in September, arguing the ban is unconstitutional. Mayor Ted Wheeler says the city will continue to fight in court for the right to regulate unsanctioned camping.
Cowlitz County authorities are looking for the person behind horrific animal abuse. Someone shot a dog, muzzled him, and left him for dead in a ditch last month. Thankfully, linemen were able to find the dog, and now they named him Trooper. He was nursed back to health and has been adopted by one of the linemen.
Daughter moved away to college, so it was
We'd been kicking around the idea of adopting another dog, so he's going to come join our clan of dogs, and we're going to spoil him.
If you know something about who shot Trooper, contact the Cowlitz County Sheriff's Office.
Work has started to improve one of the most dangerous streets in Portland. PBOT is installing 6 new pedestrian crossing signals along 82nd Avenue. They are at Northeast Beach, Klickitat, Schuyler Streets, and Southeast Clinton, Ash, and Schiller. The city recently took ownership of the road from ODOT and has made it a top priority for safety improvements. PDOT will also install accessible curb ramps, high visibility crosswalks, and concrete medians.
Fire season may be over in Oregon, but local firefighters are still working to help with other parts of the country. Last week, the Oregon Department of Forestry sent a total of 78 firefighters to Kentucky and North Carolina to help with the wildfires out there. It's planning on sending more this week. Officials say this is also a benefit for Oregon because it helps our firefighters keep their skills sharp during the off season. Matt?
Thanks so much, China. I tell you what a great sunset at the Oregon coast today. It's in slow motion, of course, but you can see the scattered high clouds. There are some really nice color in the sky. And tomorrow morning, the sunrise is likely going to be just as pretty as some high clouds come in from the south. So keep your eye out for that. Early morning risers. 52 in Portland right now with a mainly clear sky. Turned into a great day after the low clouds of the morning burned on off, and we get up to 58 this afternoon. Not the warmest place in the valley, though, by a long shot. We'll have that for you in a bit, but above average by about 4 degrees. And yes, the rainfall since midnight, pretty minimal, but we are still well above average for the month to date. We could still finish November with below average rainfall, believe it or not, but we're doing great for the month to date. Tomorrow morning, 38 and foggy. Then the clouds break up, get up to 55 tomorrow. And there is rain in the 7-day forecast, but not a lot. We'll time it out for you in a bit. Back to you guys.
All right, we're taking a live look right now at a vigil at the University of Idaho. It's to honor 4 students who were murdered at their off-campus home 1 year ago. The vigil started at 6. Corey Howard reports on how the school's community has come together since the tragedy.
On this brisk autumn day, for the first time in many months, the backdrop of this memorial that still stands is law enforcement. The FBI collecting more evidence from the King Road house.
Last year was a stark reminder crime can happen anywhere, and violent crime happens everywhere.
But across the way, with the Vandal logo proudly shining above the campus of the University of Idaho, another kind of reminder is in motion.
It's about moving forward, but not moving past.
On this day, on this campus, born out of tragedy, for the past year, is the very definition of strength.
The Vandal family value has just really been reinforced, looking out for one another, caring for one another, and those have been lasting legacies from how we all came together from last fall.
Through support near and far,
I've heard from people from all over the world over the last year.
Dean of Students Blaine Eccles,
that outpouring of care and support just means the world to us.
Has watched his students and his staff, his Vandal community.
We have alumni checking in saying Vandal strong, we've got your back, let us know how we can help and support.
Persevere through unimaginable hurt.
I'm really proud of our students, how they navigated through it last year. Just nothing but absolute pride in being a Vandal myself.
And it's a community that, even in the face of international attention from what happened, continues to grow.
Last year we had our largest first-year class. This year we had our second largest.
And Eccles attributes that growth to the very foundation the university is built on.
I think how we responded last year reinforced the importance of what we place as far as the value of our students and their safety, care, and concern. I think that's a message that has resonated as well.
It hasn't been an easy road by any means.
What happened last year shook everybody to our core, without a doubt. It was a scary time on campus.
And the process is not over.
I think some students still struggle with it, for sure.
But Eccles says the Vandal family has been doing everything they can to protect a safe learning environment. Practical things like increasing security. Ultimately, though, the culture has been cultivated by the Vandals themselves.
By students just showing up en masse to so many events, our athletic events, our plays, our programs.
Eccles says the university, as an educational institution, after all, has been offering students not only chances to learn, but to cope with loss through counseling and classes.
Students are utilizing the support services. They're showing up to our education programs. They're excited to be here. That's an infectious vibe that many of our students have.
To some, the changing colors and falling leaves can signal the end of a once vibrant season. But as the students at the University of Idaho shuffle off to class amidst the falling foliage on this October day, they do so knowing, perhaps better than some after the past year, that it's really just the beginning in the cycle of healing.
They have an absolute love for this institution, absolute love for their experience, and absolute love for the 4 vandals that we lost.
Tough anniversary for so many. That's Corey Howard reporting there. Let's talk about our addiction crisis now. A bipartisan group of lawmakers and community leaders met today to talk about potential solutions. Blair Best is in the newsroom. So Blair, what did they decide to do?
Well, David, this meeting was the latest in what feels like a series of meetings lately on the topic of addiction. And while many people raised their concerns, it ended without any sort of action plan. This meeting was led by former candidate for governor Christine Drazan. It's all part of her nonprofit called A New Direction, focused on advocating for solutions outside of an election cycle. 30 minutes into the meeting, we heard the first talks of any such solutions, like repealing Measure 110 and connecting police officers with available options for drug treatment.
And I think if you don't create points for the public to engage and to continue to advance these concerns, then you are going to have a political outcome that's not always responsive to the public.
Now, let's not forget a new bipartisan legislative committee focused on finding solutions to Oregon's addiction crisis was just formed in Salem, and the governor is also leading a task force here in Portland on similar issues. So again, there are a lot of discussions happening around this issue, and we'll see what comes from it all during next year's short legislative session. Meanwhile, today we also heard from Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler's office. They tell us he's very concerned about drug use in Portland and Measure 110, but says it's a state issue and something state leaders need to work together to address.
Yeah, no matter who does it, though, so many people looking for change, some sort of action here. Thank you, Blair.